Hey guys, what's up? This is Jordan Crook with TechCrunch, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Apple Maps. So if you've bought the iPhone 5 or downloaded iOS 6, you know that they are awful, absolutely abysmal, and unusable really at this point. The backstory here is that Google actually had a year left on its contract with Apple to be the default Maps application on all of Apple's iOS devices, according to The Verge. But when iOS 6 was announced, Apple was like, no, we're going to do it on our own. We bought a few mapping companies and we have some cool features. So they announced transit directions, turn-by-turn navigation with Siri, and a cool 3D flyover mode that we were all really excited about because the demo looked awesome. And then the day came when the iPhone 5 was released and iOS 6 went out to the public, and we all learned that it was awful. For one, accuracy is way off. So if you try to pinpoint yourself on the map, you end up a few blocks away from where you actually are. If you search for a city, you might end up in a different state, or the city just might not exist at all. And then on top of it, transit directions don't work, and 3D is actually kind of awful. So if you search for a big city like New York or San Francisco, everything looks great. And then if you go to a smaller town, like my hometown of Plano, Texas, it's really awful. Everything looks flat, the houses look like rocks, and it's just not something that we were expecting out of Apple. This is a huge deal because Apple often gets a backlash with its flagship products and features, like Siri. People didn't like it. It was a beta product and it didn't work. But that doesn't matter because we don't need Siri. We need maps. We've grown accustomed to being told how to get from point A to point B with our smartphone. And when you don't trust the Maps application, it's a huge problem. So customer satisfaction has actually gone down from iOS 6 to iOS 5 for the first time ever. And it's really unclear whether or not this will affect sales. The iPhone 5 is selling really well right now, but for the new smartphone buyers, which Apple is really trying to target, this might be a deal breaker for them. So we're going to have to see how that pans out. In the meantime, Google is probably very pleased with itself, doing some sort of evil genius laugh in the Google headquarters, but they've stayed mum for the public. They haven't said anything yet other than they're not doing anything, and they haven't submitted an app yet. However, the New York Times is actually reporting that Google has started working on a new app for iOS 6, and what they're going to try to do essentially is knock Apple wallets down. So they're going to take their accuracy and take it a step further by adding 3D, which means that they need to combine Google Earth and Google Maps. This means that we have a couple months to wait, unfortunately, because the code is very different and it's going to take some time to rewrite all that. In the meantime, hackers are desperately trying to port iOS 5 Google Maps onto iOS 6, and one hacker by the name of Petrich has actually done this. He won't give us the method quite yet. He says it's still a little buggy and crashy and he wants to figure it all out before he releases it to the public, but we do know that you're going to have to jailbreak your iPhones. So until Apple gets its act together or Google gives us an app, expect to see a lot more jailbroken iPhones in the near future. Feel free to leave your comments down below in the comments section, and that's all for Apple Maps. Thanks for watching.